Hi there, Pink Alpha here. Thank you for joining me. Today we are talking about communication do's and don'ts for patients with cancer. Um, that could be currently experiencing or having had experienced. Apply where necessary. But first, housekeeping, the common disclaimers. Pink Warriors and myself are not licensed or credentialed to treat or diagnose anything. We're not doctors. And our recommendations or my recommendations are based on my experiences and don't ever take a medication or engage in any program without first talking to your doctor. There. So, um, we had a conversation on the Pink Warriors Facebook page about the things that people say to us, and it's just it kind of blows my mind sometimes. I mean, it's not funny, but it just sort of blows my mind because the shit that comes out of people's mouths, and they just don't even, they're so completely oblivious. And you just look at them and you're like, really? Do you seriously dress yourself? I don't know. Anyway, um, one of the top things that you should definitely do when someone has cancer is convey concern or that you care. Um, but don't say things like, "Oh, everything's gonna be okay," or um, "Everything happens for a reason." Don't do that. Don't do that. Be as normal as possible. If you ordinarily hug or whatever, pandemic notwithstanding, absolutely continue that up. You can't catch cancer. Okay, it's not contagious. Um, and I understand that sometimes, sick people make people nervous. I get it, and it's awkward. Um, but it's awkward for us too. Okay, so don't make it more awkward. The only caveat to being as normal as possible is I would suggest definitely talk to your doctor about physical intimacy, because when you're going through treatment, specifically chemo, it stays in your system up to like 72 hours, I think it is. And you can actually pass it to your partner if you open mouth kiss or have sex or whatever. So definitely talk to your doctor before engaging in sex while you're going through chemo. Um, be open minded. Ask them how they feel now that chemo is over, or how they feel as they're going through it. But if they're done, don't say let's celebrate, because something that people don't realize is the world keeps turning. The world keeps turning. No matter what we go through, who we are, what we're doing, where we've been in our lives, the world keeps turning. To the rest of the world, it never happened. But to the person going through it, it happened, and it's still happening. And it changed me for the rest of my life. And yeah, I'm in a remission. And yeah, I can go back to work. There's a lot going on. It's crazy, and it's difficult, and it's still very emotional, and it's just really hard. So be patient. Um, I strongly urge you to watch what you say regarding stock phrases, such as, we're never given more than we can handle. Don't say that. Please don't say that. That is. I swear to God. I might have throat punched somebody if they said that to me. Anybody who actually knows me knows better. Just please, intentionality. That's all I'm asking. And if you're not sure, ask. Ask one of us. If you're not comfortable asking the person that you're talking about, ask someone else. The Pink Warriors page is always open for questions. Um, please don't offer your opinion unless they ask for it, especially if you haven't been through it. And please don't try to police them or should them, um, especially if you haven't been through it. I cannot stress that enough because you don't know. Practice active listening, absolutely, and not feeling like you have to respond to everything or tell them what to do. And I sort of added to what they already had here because I went through a lot of this myself. Um, People that I've been friends with for ages, I've changed. They haven't. And I can't. I understand that my rapid changing was not in my control. It's not like I did it on purpose. I'm not an overachiever that way. Um, but they can't acknowledge that I've changed. And I can't, I'm not that person. I'm not that person. I had already changed once before when I came down here. This was supposed to be my do over on just life in general. Get away from the drama. Fat lot of good that did. um, I came down here and I think I got cancer here. My dog and I hadn't had so much as a sniffle for 10 years or more, since before we came down here. And then we come down here and my dog and I both end up with cancer. I mean, I'm glad my kid wasn't down here. Anyway, don't be judgmental about therapy. Whatever they choose to do or whatever their doctor tells them to do, the doctors aren't all idiots. I actually had a really good team. I hope everyone that goes through cancer has the same team as me, even though I know that's not true. I wish that that were true. If they choose to use other forms of therapy like, marijuana or edibles or whatever, don't judge them. Don't judge them because that pain could last them the rest of their life. Okay? And yes, you can get addicted to weed. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care what the statistics are. I don't care what the science says. You can get addicted to weed. So it is sort of touchy, but when I use it, I cut mine with sativa or indica. It makes it last longer, and I don't get high because I don't want to get high. I just want to deal with the pain and the nausea. Seltzer is the best thing for cotton mouth. um, Absolutely share your own experiences and offer practical help. Say things like, let me know what I can do to help. Offer to give a hand running errands, picking up around the house, cooking, pet or child care, transportation to appointments. Let me tell you, with gas prices being the way they are right now, if you're offering to take someone to an appointment, then they should know that you love them. Or at least like them a little bit. um, Respect their privacy. It's even if they put it all over the internet, it's not your story, it's not your information. If somebody has questions, direct that person to the person whose information it is. Just be respectful. I mean, the thing is, I'm not a very private person where this all this stuff is concerned because I mean, pretty much most of the medical professionals in the Monadnock region at this point have seen my tits. If they're not cutting them up, they're scanning them, squishing them, or stabbing them. Okay? Yeah, I just came up with that. And that's what's happened. So, I mean, as far as privacy is concerned, and, I don't know. It doesn't faze me. I'm just like, whatever. I have to actually keep reminding myself that to the rest of the world, too much information is still a thing. I just don't give a shit. Like, whatever. um, cancer treatment can last a long time. That's something that really needs to be driven home. Um, Absolutely. If you want to send care packages, you're not sure what to send, let us know. Ask. If you want it to be a surprise and you don't know, or you do research and you're overwhelmed, because I'm sure that's probably the case. Um, Ask one of us. I'm actually making a care package right now. So just, if you have questions or you need help or whatever, reach out to us. I'll help you. And if I can't, rude. If I can't, I'll find someone who can. Um, oh, cards, decals. We're making decals. Um, my friend has the Cricut machine, and she's making me a fuck cancer decal for my car. It's an iridescent one. We're gonna put up pictures and have stuff for sale. So, and we'll be shipping globally. Um, and everything's custom made. Another thing you need to worry about, or not worry about, but make sure you note, I guess, as it pertains to cancer, is change is inevitable. Okay, it is going to happen. Relationships change, they evolve, some end, emotions change, especially for those of us with um, hormone based cancers, or the ones with the hormonal component to them. Um, I don't know. I can't speak for everyone, but it's it's entirely possible in a very short amount of time, like an hour or less, to go through an entire range of emotions, like the whole spectrum from one end to the other. It's terrible. It's like being on pregnant, but 1,000 times worse. Being pregnant. Should I say being on pregnant? I don't know. Whatever. It's like being pregnant, but 1,000 times worse. Um, it's crazy. And sometimes kids get angry because they're scared and they don't know how to address fear, especially if they're teenagers, especially if they're teenage boys. Um, I'm still waiting for mine to come around because I think, on the one hand, he's probably relieved that it's not going to happen to him. Well, at least it shouldn't, because there's no genetic markers for it and he doesn't live here. Um, but I think he was scared because his dog died and his mom could have died, but she didn't. So yeah, um, talk to a counselor if you're not sure, or you don't understand, or you have feelings that you need to work out, but you don't want to take them out on the other person and you don't know how to talk about it. See a counselor. Talk to someone. There's so many telehealth um, professionals available. Like my therapist, when I move, she's still going to be able to keep seeing me like this because she's got the way her license is set up. Absolutely. Talk to a counselor with your partner or by yourself. Um, don't take it personally. I got very hard when I went through cancer. Um, I I became sort of apathetic, um, and emotionally ambivalent. I'm just sort of like, whatever. Like things that used to bother me or things that I used to feel passionate about. I'm just like, whatever, and that includes people. So, if you feel your relationship with your partner changing as they're going through treatment, talk to them, talk to a counselor, talk to the doctor, because you know it, it doesn't have to define you. It doesn't have to define your relationship, and it doesn't have to end your relationship. And you know, if you can find a friend to talk to who understands, but you know, definitely don't bring stress or drama into the situation because they're supposed to be mitigating it. Stress is very, very bad for people going through cancer because it just wears us down. It compromises our immune system even more. It's not good. So, anyways, that's it from me. This turned out a lot longer than I intended it to be. I apologize for that, but there was a lot of information here, and it's just really important. If you have further questions and you don't want to reach out to me, you can Google, you know, what to say and not to say to cancer patients or anything along those lines, and you'll get plenty of information. So, thank you for visiting. Thank you for checking out the videos. Please don't hesitate to like, comment, share. If you want to check out our Facebook page, that's great too. You can always send me an email, pinkwarrioralpha. You know what? I'll drop the email below. I have so many email addresses, I don't remember which one's which. Anyway, so yeah, you know, definitely stop by the Facebook page though, Pink Warriors. It's got the ribbon background just like on my channel here. And until next time, you know, get your exams, see your doctors, any bumps, lumps, or whatever, get them checked, get them biopsied. A little pain now is better than a funeral later. Take care of yourselves.